Good evening. It's Sunday, the 19th of February, 2017. My name is Don Oshman, Editor-in-Chief of HideNet Publications. Welcome to another edition. In Latin America this week, Ronald Guel reports from Brazil that the currency changes continue to plague tanners. They're not competitive overseas because of the valuation, the strong dollar, weakened realis, and it's made the price just impossible for them to do the business they should normally do. Which typically is on finished leather, and finished leather into Europe is almost impossible because of the duties and because of a non-competitive situation. Although David Holt tells us that they can ship wet blue to Europe and tan it in Arzignano, for example, into crust or to finished leather, and it's okay for automotive. That's another story. Anyhow, TR1 prices are basically steady. Asking prices of $1.35 CFR. But there aren't many buyers at that price, although some business has been done at $1.25 in limited quantities. The tanners are being squeezed between the price they have to pay for the fresh hides and what they can get on the wet blue, at least. Split prices were steady in Brazil and otherwise in that area. Colombia reports that the leather sector output has declined, and in Argentina prices are unchanged, and the Argentine currency is strengthening every week, which doesn't exactly help. And tanners would like to raise prices, but they can't. So the whole area is suffering because of the currency, really, with respect to their business and profitability. Uruguay slaughter was up 3% last week. I must tell you this, that in Hong Kong, the APLF, the Asia Pacific Leather Fair, which takes place in Hong Kong in just about 5 weeks now, we, HideNet, will be putting on a forum on high prices at major world origins. And if you'd like to know more about that, just send an email to info@HideNet.com. Experts from the United States, Latin America, Europe, and China will each give their observations and where they see the market heading into the rest of the year. So you'll know where we are now from their opinion and their observations, and these guys know. And you'll also see what they think it's going to be for the next, by then, 9 months of the year. Also, questions will be from the floor. It'll be a great networking opportunity, too, because many leaders come to these things of the industry. Mike Larson from Tyson Foods in America, who probably sells more hides than anybody else in the world, will be representing the U.S. John Summerhawk, a very experienced pundit in Germany from Stern, will be representing Europe. David Halls will be representing Brazil, and Windsor Huang in China, and there will be others. So you don't want to miss this. Again, info@HideNet.com. We'll send you all we can about it. Speaking of fairs, Andrea Guolo, our European editor, reports in this week's edition of the European Report on the MyPel show in Milan, and details of this are in this week's European Report, and we also put it in this week's U.S. Week in Review. He notes that there's a spirit of optimism at the fair, and there was a return, which is refreshing, of some Asian and Russian buyers. So that the mood was good at that Milan. Andrea will be next week at Lineapel, which is a biggie, and he'll have a report on that as well, and probably some interviews that we can put on video. Market-wise, Andrea reports that in Europe, British and Irish heavyweights have improved. The interest has improved. Demand has eased a bit on European cows, but there's been some price increases as listed in our report as well. So a little better prices, but less widespread interest. North America this week, and the USDA reported that slaughter exceeded export sales for still another week. That's been ongoing, and here the market goes up, and prices registered modest gains this past week, and the consensus is that they didn't sell a week's worth of production, so go figure that out. Benchmark heavy Texas steers, 66, 68 pounds, sold at $79 to $81 CNF, depending on terms and conditions. Cow prices were firm, as well as dairies, plump cow prices, as well as dairies, and branded cows were very good. So the whole cow sector is strong and firm, regardless, be it Europe or in North America. There's a complete report in this week's U.S. Week in Review edition on export statistics for 2016. You can see what sold, what didn't sell, what countries bought the most, what countries bought more than last year and less than last year. If you'd like to see a copy of that report, just send that email to info@HideNet.com, and we'll send you back a copy. But again, specify if you want that, or you want the APLF information, or if you want it all. And one more thing, we have now launched a weekly report in Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, of our U.S. Week in Leather. So that's available for any of our Chinese-speaking friends. That's about it for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you next week.